Hi guys, I'm Pat Heuzenroeder and I'm racing the 2024 GB3 Championship with JHR Developments. Testing was really mixed conditions. Started off very wet, 4 sessions in extremely wet weather, but good to get used to the track. It's a traditional wet line, staying off the rubber, making sure you're getting tyre temperature, good to sort of get the car set up in the right window for wet weather. Which we thought we were going to have for the whole weekend. Then we had a dry testing session just before qualifying, just 1 session, and only 10 minutes to sort of get ourselves sorted before qualifying. Yeah, after not the best qualifying, I think one big improvement for me was tyre prep, so making sure the tyres are in the right window, going for your hot lap. And then also after that, just, looking to improve on the race pace, because that was how I was going to get my points for the weekend. I think you just got to put it behind you for the disappointment of qualifying, and also just sort of keep that fire inside. It's like, oh, that qualifying was really bad. Now I'm really just going to push it for the races, setting targets for where I want to get up to in the race and race pace and different things like that. First of all, I just wanted to keep it on the road because it was wet and slippery conditions. We hadn't been on track in the wet that day, and with different categories on, you never know what the track is going to be like. So I managed to get a good start, get a position off the line, and then sit behind a bunch of cars, for 2 or 3 laps. Sort of planning my attack and seeing where I was quicker than them and where I could perhaps get past. And then managed to make a double overtake at turn 5, which was nice. And that freed me up to then go and attack the next group. So I had to bridge across because there was a fair bit of gap. But then also just a couple of cars went off in front, and by just keeping it on the road, you make up positions, generally starting that far back. But yeah, it was really good race 1. Yeah, first engine failure. So I hadn't had one before. But then the first lap was really good, got a really good start, filled the gaps into turn 1, made up 3 positions, and then just noticed myself losing a bit of power, and then all this vibration started to happen. And initially I thought perhaps there was some debris somewhere, and then really lost power, lots of rattling, and then everything went quiet. And then we got back and there was a big old hole in the engine, so that was a shame. But the mechanics did a really good job to filter through everything, make sure they got on top of everything and put a new engine in for the race 3 on Sunday morning. Last race of the weekend, and after having the disappointment of race 2, I really had that fire in my belly to go and attack the track and see how well I could do. Got another good start and then was just aggressive from then on, really. Made some good attacking moves, also a few DNFs in front of me, but yeah, overall very assertive on track, making sure I got the position and carried on eyes forward sort of thing, not driving in my mirrors. And then unfortunately got a 5-second penalty at the end, which dropped me from 11th to 14th, but overall still really happy with my driving and my racecraft. Yeah, it was a bit of a roller coaster for the weekend, from not a great qualifying to racing really well in race 1, to then an engine blow up in race 2, and then racing really well again in race 3. So all in all, happy with my performance from where I started in the races, and now I just need to work on qualifying. And then if I can make up this many positions after qualifying well, it looks good. I think for Spa, because we're not allowed to test there previous to the race meeting as well, there's a lot of mental prep in terms of imagery, also sim work, and just thinking about your plan of attack for the weekend. So I tried, I thought about getting qualifying done well, which I didn't, unfortunately. But then from then on, it's like trying to visualize a good race, good starts, different overtakes. Yeah, and then you do your race and then go back for the next race, and whatever happened in that race you might incorporate into your next preparation. Yeah, I think from a performance perspective in the races, it was quite good in terms of overtaking, good starts, good sort of race management, I suppose. And then what I'll take forward is to improve qualifying, and in these cars it's really important to qualify up the front, especially going towards a track like Hungary, which will be difficult to follow and therefore difficult to overtake. To start up the front will be really important. Yeah, going towards Hungary will be really good. It will be very interesting because we weren't allowed to test there previously. So it'll be really important to give correct car feedback, how we feel after the first session, to then tweak the car and make the most of the limited sessions we have before qualifying. I think hopefully I'll be quite strong there because I feel like I pick up tracks reasonably quickly, and also working with the team. They've got so much experience in, not necessarily being to the track in GB3, but previous years engineers and mechanics might have been here on other series. So hopefully we can all input to make a good car for qualifying. Mental prep and physical prep will be important because it's a very high speed circuit, high grip, high downforce. So it means cornering speeds are higher, which means you have to be more physically prepared. Ideally, you're physically prepared throughout the season, and actually pre-season, because then you can maintain when you don't have too much time to train while you're driving. Mentally will be very important because I've never been there before, just seeing how I can prepare mentally to attack the weekend. It's very different going to a track and a weekend where you haven't been to a track, just the way you've got to approach it, because you want to maximise your time on track. And then to produce a lap around Hungary, I think you've got to be really technical with the car, make sure all your inputs are correct, and make sure your track positioning is correct, because it's lots of one corner into another, and I feel as though if you got one corner wrong at the start of a sequence, then you can come out of the last one in the wrong position. I think most looking forward to is to see how I go adapting to the new track, and also just to get to drive on another Formula 1 track, very historic. What might be a challenge is getting the car in the right window for the track. Having more support at this race would definitely be nice. I don't think it will change my process too much because generally try and stick to the same processes no matter who's at the track. So I have David Brabham with me, also my mum and dad will be coming over from Australia, so that'll be nice. I think having David there will be really good for prior track knowledge because he'll be able to maybe point out a few things that I might not have noticed. So that'll be very useful, and then throughout the sessions just work with him on the side and see what he's got to say and what can I improve.